Coming to you live from the palatial studios of PBJ Productions. Welcome to Patrick and BJ Talk Real Estate, where we talk about life, the universe, and everything as it relates to real estate. Hey everybody, it's BJ.
And Patrick.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Patrick and BJ Talk Real Estate. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't, please take a minute and subscribe to the channel. Just helps us get the word out there, and like the video. And if you know anybody that you think might be interested in what we're talking about, feel free to send them a link or ask them to connect with us. And what are we talking about anyway?
We're going to be talking about why your house didn't sell. So,
okay.
You know, the market's changed a little bit. Interest rates are higher. You know, there's buyers are taking longer to decide, you know, if they're going to pull the trigger and make an offer on their home.
Right.
You know, not in all cases, especially people who have been looking and know what they're looking for.
Sure.
When the right property comes up at the right price, they don't wait anymore.
Right.
But it's taking longer to sell a house these days. So we're going to talk about reasons why your house isn't selling.
Okay, well, I have the number one.
Wow.
I've got the number one reason.
Go for it.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's got to be the price.
It's always price.
Right?
Yeah.
Because even in this market where we are seeing, like you said, people taking more time and all of those things, the properties that are priced right are still selling quickly relative to the rest of the market.
Yeah, unless you have like this really unusual, unique home. You know, we could say it's a custom home, but a lot of times it's like somebody made their own house.
It's just weird.
It could be a little weird. And now the price might not save that. So the other thing would be you have to wait for that. Maybe not the Prince Charming buyer, like how you like to say it, but that person that has the exact same taste as you do, of like how you decorated or renovated or built your own house, right?
Right.
So that would be the only exception to like always price, but it is price.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming back, so we understand what we mean when we say price. You know, very simply, the market determines what the value of what we should list the house for. That's part of what we do when we do what's called a market analysis and determining price and making some kind of price recommendation. What you don't want to end up doing, we call it chasing the market, where, you know, we think, well, okay, if I price it up here, surely somebody is going to come and overpay for my house.
Or you have to wait for like forever to the market to catch up to that price.
Right.
And we're not talking about weeks or months anymore. That could be years.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. So what happens when that happens, if somebody prices it up here, and essentially all the people that might have been interested have come and seen it, said, no, it doesn't match based on the other properties that we're seeing at these prices. And so they've gone with these properties, and these people are gone. And so now you're doing a price reduction to try and catch up. We call that chasing the market. And you're doing a price reduction to try and catch them up. And so that, you know, to me, that's the number one thing. It's got to be price, right?
Yeah, that's usually the thing that you can control the most.
Yeah.
Other than that, I would say the condition of the house.
Sure.
You could have a great price and attract a lot of people because of that price. But when they show up, they might not have the finances to repair the roof or renovate the kitchen, like something that's severely like it could be another order in the property.
Yeah, like they could be at the top for their mortgage or a reasonable number on their mortgage.
The buyer.
And then they're saying, hey, I don't have another $50,000 to redo the kitchens and the bathrooms.
Right. And of course, the buyers will always estimate those $50,000 in cost to be $100,000.
Sure.
Of course, right?
Right.
Because no matter what price it is, they probably don't have both the down payment, the money for the cost of buying a home.
Right.
And have enough like either cash or credit card to do those repairs.
Sure.
So they could live in it, right?
Yeah. Okay. So that's number two. So number one is price. Number two is there's obvious repairs that need to be done. What about number three? I've got one that kind of probably goes in with if we have a 3 and a 3A. So what do you think is number three?
Well, I think you're going to say location. I could be wrong.
No, I wasn't going to say location.
Okay. Well, I think location has something to do with taking longer to sell a home.
Yeah.
If it's not a place that's desirable,
Sure.
I don't know if it's like really rural or the crime is high,
Busy
something
street.
like that, busy
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah.
So it could be very specific to the location of the property, why
Sure.
it hasn't sold.
Sure.
I would probably, I could add more things to that. You want a 3A and a 3B?
Yeah, well,
I can add some more to that.
Okay,
but-
well, let me do 3A and you can do 3B.
Yeah.
My 3A would be if we're talking about a property that is, let's call it over $2 million or over $3 million.
Good point. Yeah.
So if you're priced at a certain level, not everybody is out looking for a $5 million home, right? But there's a lot of people out looking for $500,000 condos or $1 million houses with suites. So when you're going into a different price point and a different level, there's just less people out there that are looking for something at that level. So that can take longer to sell, obviously, as well.
Right. Yeah. The buyer pool gets smaller and smaller and
Right.
smaller as you go higher.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or further away or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. Right.
Yeah.
Not everybody's looking for a 1-bedroom house. Things like that, right? Like it doesn't fit the most amount of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not what I was thinking. And I didn't think you were going to say that. I still have another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Access. How many tenanted
You
properties?
mean like, does it have a door?
I'm not saying like wheelchair access. I'm saying like access to the property.
Oh, to view the property.
To view the
Oh,
property,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
So how many times have you gone to a place where it's like you're booking for your clients and the tenants won't let you in there only Tuesday at 1:00?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or if, and the flip side, this can be a case where it is what it is, where the seller works shift work.
Yep.
So you can only get in at certain times. We were looking at a property a little while ago here. I was looking with a client, and we had to work around, they're sleeping, so we can't go at these times because they have shift work. So
Working with a lot of families, and you're talking about sleeping, the babies.
Right?
Right?
That's another one. Yeah.
They have certain times, and
Yeah.
mom does not want to deviate from any of that.
Right.
So, there's that's just the way life is.
Right.
To, respect that.
Yeah.
But that could be some of the reasons why,
Sure.
you want to get those buyers in there, but due to things like that, you just might not be able to get in there to view the property.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. That's 3B. Do we have a 3C? Do you have one more?
no, it's fine.
Did we talk about the weird? We talked about the weird layout.
Right, custom houses.
We threw it in as a 1A,
We kind of snuck that one in.
right? But there's the weird. You call them custom homes. I just call them weird layouts.
Yeah, because I'm nicer than you. Right? Yeah, we snuck that one in there. I don't think we're missing anything. Why hasn't a house sold? Oh, it has taken longer. I'm gonna put in with unusual layouts.
Yeah.
You could have 4 bedrooms, but if you have the master on the same level as a junior room, and then you don't have a third room,
Yeah.
people like to have like all 3 bedrooms on the same floor.
Yeah.
So that's been like a turn off. So that's just an example of like an unusual layout, and you wouldn't think it's unusual, but those kind of houses have always taken longer to sell.
Yeah.
Or steep driveways.
Steep driveways.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
the lot could be like completely unusable, right?
Right.
And maybe somebody's looking for.
Sure. And the steep driveway, so that the one day of the year when we get snow, you can't drive up your driveway.
Right, but think about parking your car like this and then trying to get out of it, take your groceries out.
Yeah, that
So
would be.
it's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
So,
That'd be a good workout.
but I think we got it covered now.
Okay. Hey, well, thank you for joining us today, and watch out for the next broadcast. And please, if you haven't, like I said, subscribe to the channel. If you have any specific questions for us, you can put them in the comments. You can also get on our mailing list for our newsletter.
That's right.
I think that's there, right?
I've got a link right first thing in the description, so you
Okay.
can stay up to date on what's going on. Well, there's stuff about us in there too, but real estate, I put in articles. If you missed any videos, they'll be in there.
Yeah.
And of course, keeping up on the stats. I don't
Right.
go heavy into the stats, but I highlight the good stuff in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even more importantly, you'll find out when our book comes out.
And that's where we'll have all the
Yeah,
announcements.
we have a
and links
book
and
coming
everything
out.
for
So
our book,
so we'll let you know when that's coming out as well. But make sure you go and register for that, and we'll take care of getting you all of the information. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.
See ya.